Good morning and welcome to Operation End Times. It is Tuesday, July 16th. I thought I'd just make a quick video. Over the last week or two, we have all of America has experienced just the most incredible, historic stuff happening right before our very eyes. But I wanted to just kind of talk about a few things because people are out there talking about all these things. The Republican National Convention is going on. Last night was truly amazing. The Democratic Convention is like a month away. The Democratic Party is in complete disarray and chaos, and they want to get rid of Joe Biden. But, Republicans, MAGA people, they've been feeling pretty good. Trump has the wind at his back, as they say. But, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy or, just always talking about dark things, but I got to just bring some reality into the picture. So, I just made some notes. I'm going to go through it real quick. But, the assassination, the shooter was this young guy. His last name was Crooks. Now we're depending on the FBI, the CIA, the Justice Department, the same people that have been lying and covering stuff up and making stuff up for the last 3 years. We're trusting them to give us the truth about what happened in this assassination attempt. I don't see that happening. They haven't even told us the truth about what happened to Kennedy. And, when you think about it, Kennedy, Reagan, Trump, it's always trying to shoot a president that's actually a difference maker, that's trying to stand up for the people. So that's the common thread there. It's the system. It's the swamp. And that's kind of, the main thought of what I'm going to get to here. But, hey, all is not well. The Democrats are saying that they're trying to save democracy, whereas they're the ones trying to destroy it. They're completely desperate. They all have Trump derangement syndrome. There's 4 months or more to go, and the level of insanity will surely increase. And the violence is coming from the left. And, the FBI, of course, is saying they don't know what motivated this guy. But I'll just tell you, sometimes the truth is so close, it's staring you right in your face. And the guy's name is Crooks. That's multiple crooks. Well, who are the two crooks? Well, when Trump got elected the first time, it was crooked Hillary Clinton. And she's the one that paid for the fake-ass Russian dossier and started that whole Russian collusion thing. And of course, the second crook is the current president, crooked Joe Biden, who is just as corrupt as can be. So the assassin's name tells you who's behind, and that poor son of a bitch was a dupe, because they set him up and left him to dry out up on that rooftop. But that still doesn't cover up that what he did, was as wrong as it gets. But, the left, as we continue forward, Republicans think the election that Trump now is going to win and it's going to solve everything. Well, I got news. One, the left doesn't give a shit about democracy, the Constitution, or any rules. They're breaking every single rule, and they're going to break more rules very shortly, whether it's to dump Biden or to keep him on the ticket, whichever way. They're perfectly fine. And that's what went down in 2020 is thanks to COVID. They were changing the rules. They were swamping the vote. And, Joe Biden mysteriously came up with 90 million Kool-Aid drinking supporters, so no matter how you look at it, I'm with Trump. The election was fixed. Democracy has been broken for quite a while. Like I said, I stopped voting in 1992. That's when I noticed that democracy was a joke and that only really stupid people vote. And I'm sorry if that offends MAGA Nation or any people that want to vote. If you want to vote, God bless you. There's nothing wrong with it, but I challenge whether it actually accomplishes anything. And that kind of brings me to the main point again. Trump got elected with everybody chanting, drain the swamp, drain the swamp. And then they chanted it for 4 years, drain the swamp. And guess what? The swamp never got drained. And, that's the beast that rises from the ocean, the swamp monster. And what concerns me right now is, like, last night at the Republican convention, I heard it said several times, the Republicans are saying, hey man, we got to head off the Democrats completely manipulating the election like they did last time. So let's do what they're doing. Let's vote early. Let's collect ballots. And they even use the phrase, let's swamp the vote. And I'm going to tell you, that's not a good idea. I don't know who came up with it. And that doesn't bode well if you're expecting some kind of honest, idealistic solution to manifest from the election. What I will tell you is, on my last video, I told you that the finger of God was at play, divine intervention. And that assassination attempt, if you have eyes to see, surely the finger of God saved Donald Trump with that bullet grazing his ear, a millimeter the other way, him turning his head, whatever, he'd have been cold, dead on the floor, man, with a bullet in his head. So, there is this spiritual, it's not so much a revival, but on the right, like at the convention, there was a lot of praying to God for the country, for the president, for everybody. And, I could just see it. The Democrats, I'm not saying they're all godless, but the godless path and the godless forces seem to be, a majority in the Democratic Party. But they'll surely say, oh, the Republicans are praying too much. They got God too much front and center. But like I said in my last video, in God we trust. Do we trust in God? And at least the Republicans trust in God, and they said so last night at their convention. But, the Democrats are going to break every single rule there is between here and November 5th. But beyond that, we still have our incompetent liar-in-chief, divider-in-chief, denier-in-chief, blamer-in-chief, Joe Biden, who's got still another couple of months in office. And once again, we are living in the most dangerous period of time that we've probably ever had in America as a country. And, around the world, all America's enemies have been seeing what's going on, and surely they're making their plans to proceed forward with whatever their nefarious plans are. But World War III, trusting Joe Biden to stop World War III, I wouldn't even waste my breath, man. He is a walking disaster. Everything he's ever touched has completely gotten screwed up. And you know what? Vladimir Putin recently just said if the United States puts missiles in Germany, which I think is what Joe Biden is planning on doing, that's the official start of World War III, and Putin's not going to hesitate to fire hypersonics at Germany, America, or whoever. So, I'm just saying, it's like pins and needles, man. Every day when I wake up, I'm just saying, God, thank you for another day. Thank you for the infinite possibilities, and please, if needed, stick your finger into what's going on and help us out, because left to our own devices, we're all doomed. So to wrap it up, the other, where Joe Biden was saying MAGA was an existential threat to America, I'm telling you, all the Kool-Aid drinking, Trump deranged, insane left-wing people walking around like the shooter, they pose a huge danger, and all these illegal aliens that we don't even know who they are, and they never pledged allegiance to America. But, just to remind you, we're still coming off the Great American Eclipse, the cancellation of America, and it's Joe Biden who's president while this is happening. So that's about all you need to know. But the cross is the two paths, it's love and it's hate, man. And what I saw at the Republican National Convention was love. They were chanting, "We love Trump." And, Joe Biden is the hater chief. That was the cornerstone of his political campaign. I hate Trump. I hate MAGA. They're a threat. And Joe Biden, it's just like the Russian collusion. He doesn't cite any actual examples. They keep pointing to January 6th, and that was another huge cover up and distortion of reality. So my friends, God bless America. God bless you. If you're watching today, and, that means your eyes are open, and may your path be lit up. And, one way or the other, if you're walking with God and towards God, we will get through this, man. But we're probably still headed towards a Red Sea moment. And, only time will tell. So, keep your eyes to the sky. Think positive, and, thank God for every day you get. All right. God bless.